Well, this is Baruch Fleischman, and really what I'm wanting to do here is get back to Jewish astrology and cosmic science and give us a little bit of background, try to give us a little bit of help. Now remember, this is esoteric, and it's really directed at people who have a knowledge of astrology or some knowledge of it. So he's going to get into some really deep stuff, but before we could do that, I'd like to get down here and show you, this is a birth chart. Now, the birth charts feel all seem to be more or less the same kind of form. They're always circles, 360-degree circles that are divided into 12 parts. So let's take, this is actually my chart as I understood it. And you can make your own chart. It's easy to find. All you have to do is try birth charts in astrology. And there's a bunch of sites that will do that. What you need is to know, if you know the time that you were born and the city that you were born in, then that will bring you a birth chart. Now, what is a birth chart? Without going into detail yet, the birth chart is the position of the planets in different constellations at the moment that you were born. Now, all astrologers who use birth charts, not just talkers, but people that have an idea of what's going on in a birth chart, will use this method. Now, the place where a particular place, this is the ascendant. So we have, let's say, some things that we can easily understand. This is the ascendant. This is the moon. And over here is the symbol for the sun. Now, all the other, these are the 7 other planets, or the basic planets. And we'll go through them one at a time. The symbols are always the same. The difference is that these 12 different divisions that we see on the chart, these 12 divisions, each one of them are 30 degrees apart. Each one of them is called a house. So we have, for example, I was born right at the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So I always think that I'm more Aquarian, but, you know, Capricorn and Aquarius are 2 houses which we will try to understand as we go along, that are both ruled by the planet Saturn. So that means that they're Saturnian planets. Saturn is a cold, distant planet. A lot of Kabbalists have this kind of combinations because seeking the light. I guess that's the reason. Then so this is the first house where the ascendant points at, and as I say, in this case, it's right on the cusp of 2. But normally it could be in the middle, it would be Capricorn, or it could be, and this more likely would be Aquarius. So it goes like this in a circle, and we work it counterclockwise. So this is looking at the attributes of this chart. So if it's Capricorn, that's the first house. The second house is Aquarius. The third house is Pisces. And if you know the astrological terms and the dates that they go with, this would help a lot to understand it. Then comes Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Then you're over in the summer months now. You're in Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. And then to the fall, you go to Libra, which is where Rosh Hashanah takes place. And after Libra is Scorpio. Then comes Sagittarius, and that's the 12th house, and you're back to Capricorn again. Now imagine that this actually is a view of the constellations that are above us. In other words, we're actually in sync with all of the planets as they are moving, and these are the positions of the planets. So I'll go over through that a little bit. Now, according to this chart, this is the symbol for Mars. This is the symbol for Pisces. It's Mars right at the end of Pisces. And then you have Aries. Aries has two planets, which is Mercury and Venus, which combine in the exact same spot. Each one of them are 17 degrees into Aries. The sun here on this chart is in Taurus. This is the symbol for Uranus, is in Gemini. This is Saturn, which is the ruling planet of both Capricorn and Aquarius. And that Saturn, that is in his 6th house, which is the house of, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in here, according to this count, it's in the 7th house. So this is the house of Cancer. And then there's Pluto, that's Pluto. And this is found in the house of Leo. Then the number 4, looking like that, is actually Jupiter. The position of Jupiter was in the constellation at this time of Virgo. And then you have Neptune. That planet finds itself in the constellation of Libra. And then going around, this is the career side of the chart. Going around, we have Scorpio. No planets in Scorpio. And then we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius has my moon in it. It has a moon in it. And then back to Cancer again. Now, this is going around in a circle, and guess what? The world is turning. We're actually right in the center of this, and this is where this line is trying to tell us. At the moment that the circle that I was born, the circle was right around here. Could be slightly earlier, could be slightly later. It's hard to say. Just 2 or 3 minutes. 1 minute, really less than 1 minute, or a minute and a half later, it would be Aquarius. Or a minute and a half earlier, it would be, no doubt, it would be Capricorn. Now, all of these different houses, the different planets, represent different mitos in astrology. So therefore, by understanding which of the astrological symbols, when we're talking about the house, or which is right here, which is Capricorn, or we're talking about the fact that the ascendant is in that house, then you need to know what the meaning of the ascendant is. And then we need to know what the nature of Mars is. Mars is a god of water, of war. Or what is the nature here? This is Mercury. What's Mercury is thinking. And Venus, the god of love. So you have thinking and love together in this house, which is the house of Aries. Now that is how astrologers work. Some ideas of this. So let's just get another idea. The ascendant is really primary importance in Jewish astrology. Because here you find where all your beginning is. That's the root of you. So the root of me is either in Capricorn or Aquarius. Aquarius is talking all the time. Capricorn is calculating all the time. So those two are right in the middle of those two. Then you come over here, here's Mars, here's Mars. Mars is in Pisces. Pisces is the dreamer. Pisces is the world beyond. The deep thinker, or the nice thinker. But it's got an Aries inside there. And then we go around to all of the different places, and this gives you a little bit of background. Anybody that really wants to know this can very easily find a way to make your own birth chart, and you'll get an idea where your ascendant is located. Because one of the things that Rabbi Yaakov told me in the few lessons that he gave me was that everything goes after the ascendant. So, like, for example, in this chart, the sun is in Taurus. So most people, or most things that you read about, will talk to you about the sun. And the sun is really important. There's no question that the influence of the sun in a chart is very important. But more important than that is what the chart is called after. And in this case, it's Capricorn. Because this would say that this chart is indicating the ascendant at the moment. Up above you, every 2 hours, this is a 24-hour clock. And it's actually moving. Now, I don't know if you could see that, if I was able to show it. Let me say it again. This is a 24-hour clock. It's moving like this. And every 2 hours, there's a different, 2 times 12 is 24, right? So every 2 hours, there's a different constellation over your head. That's the way the world works, and within it, there's also a world that is turning. So all of this is a little complicated stuff of how they do it. But with this, we have a little background now that we can understand some of what Red Yaakov is saying, and won't be hesitant to bring out the chart again and to try to look at it. This is Baruch Fleischman.